What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is Riley Reviews back again with another unboxing and review of the Avengers Campus D23 exclusive Spider-Man. Now, this is a big one for me, given that I am a huge Spider-Man fan and definitely a huge Disneyland fan. When I saw this Avengers Campus announcement, I had to get this in hand. Keep in mind, this was exclusive to the D23 event. I wouldn't doubt that Sideshow would eventually end up getting this, but maybe not having some specific accessories. We all know about that churro, and we're going to get into all of that, and hopefully this figure does not disappoint. We're starting out with this amazing art box that I was honestly surprised with, given that this was a quick release. They spent a lot of time in manufacturing to make sure this came out presentable. Okay, guys, I can't wait any longer. Let's open this thing up and see how it turned out. Upon unboxing this, you can already see that there's a lot of accessories to go through, which we will get into in the future, but let's look at the first-hand impressions here, guys, and they are pretty damn solid. I'm really liking the look of this thing. It's got some very eye-catching colors on that red and blue, looking very bright, very vibrant. It definitely looks similar to previous Tom Holland suits, but we'll get further into that. One thing I'm particularly noticing is the materials. They look very good, very updated, and definitely will take some very major poses. Now let's take a closer look at all the accessories that comes with this Spider-Man figure. Now, can you guess what I'm going to grab first? You know I gotta grab the churro. Come on, guys. This is the most important accessory, the most innovative accessory that we have had in Hot Toys in years. This is an awesome looking piece. The material is actually very good on the figure. They did put a hefty amount of detail in. As I'm showing you here, I actually can bend it. It has some bending capabilities to it, which I definitely wasn't expecting with a churro accessory. But let's talk about the can that also is included with the figure. I mean, hey guys, it's just a can from Avengers Campus. What more can you say about it? It actually has some weight to it, which I was definitely surprised about and wasn't expecting. It just had some heft to it for being such a tiny can. You just got the same drink from this place that is located in Avengers Campus, which you can probably buy at the store, which is just so awesome of Hot Toys to include. Now here is just a single paper accessory they also included. Be very careful with it. It's very fragile. You can bend it. You can probably rip it. So definitely be fragile about that piece. Probably sitting in the box anyways, but this is definitely not sitting in the box. You've got this web backpack, which I was definitely happy about including. And I mean, you just always love seeing 1/6 scale backpacks. It actually includes the book of the web school that is shown at the ride, and this can actually zip up and down. Very nice of Hot Toys. It actually has some detail in there where you have some pouches to put your books in. Now, I think that this is one of the best accessories because when you open this book, it has individual pages from the ride itself of everything having mechanical airs, etc. Hot Toys, you're definitely showing that you are the kings in the game. And right here, we just have the hoodie from the ride, which was very stressful to put on the figure. More on that later in the video. But an awesome addition to wear with your Spider-Man suit. I mean, I can go on and on about how amazing these accessories are, especially this drone, this bot. You can even articulate it. Like, I was never expecting that. The actual arms themselves can move. I'm kind of having trouble moving them, and they're very fragile, so be very careful when moving this thing. But as shown here, you can actually take the pegs out if needed. Now, finally, let's take a look at the base it comes with, which isn't too bad. Just wish it came with a nameplate saying Avengers Campus Spider-Man, but it is what it is. All right, guys, you can take a bite. Go ahead. Go take it. Eat it. Go. Okay, guys, now that that's done, let's take a look at this guy just standing up and down, looking very good. I'm definitely happy with the way the suit turned out. I was a little worried that it'd be a little rushed, given that this was an event exclusive, and it was definitely a quick release the day of. But damn, I was definitely wrong about that. And as people have mentioned, they are definitely similar suits to this one, but I don't know, guys. Being a Disneyland fan, going to campus, seeing this suit, it's doing it for me. I don't know. One thing I always seem to notice with Hot Toys is with every Hot Toys Spider-Man release, they just get better and better. The proportions, the actual posability, they just can't seem to stop improving these Spider-Man figures. But enough gushing about this figure, guys. Let's just go further into the details of the sculpt and symbol. Now, Hot Toys were definitely not wrong about including this as a comic version because, as you can see in the sculpt, it isn't very fabric toned. It has more of these comic book animated vibes to it. Not as much as the What If Spider-Man, I will say that, but definitely very similar to that. The actual eyes as well, I love the way they're made and manufactured. They did an amazing job. It just looks phenomenal. The materials of the suit are also extremely strong. I'm going to show you guys with some very hefty poses in just a minute. And as I've heard from the community, a lot of people are saying that this is just a re-release, it's boring, but I disagree. I think it's very unique, and I'm going to show you how in a quick comparison with some other Spidey figures. Now, to the right here, we have the Tom Holland Homecoming Tech Suit Deluxe version, but I don't have the jacket on, obviously. Just letting you know I don't have the wrists on, don't have the wrist web shooters. I know I was putting the jacket on and I had to take it off, so ignore that. But on the left, we have our figure that we are reviewing. And as they do look similar, there are some differences with the color, the symbol, even the sculpt, and the height. As you can see here, this suit on the left is definitely a lot taller, most likely because this is a new figure. Yeah, technically they should be the same height as they're both Tom Holland, but I would say that this kind of gets a pass since it is Avengers Campus and it is a comic rendition. And you can clearly see that Hot Toys are further improving their bodies and physiques to make them look more realistic. Now, before we move on, I wanted to show you the classic suit Spidey because I feel like I had to do that given that this is a comic book version. Let me know, guys, out of these three, which one is your favorite? All extremely similar, but let me know which takes the crown for you. Now, quick side note, filming this review has made me realize how many Spider-Man figures I own and how many I'm going to own in the future. It's going to be an amazing display and cannot wait to see it in full effect. Now that we got that out of the way, let's quickly go over articulation. Now let's start with this beautiful head sculpt here, going up, left, right, and down. You're not really limited that much. It is just a little tricky to do certain turns, but it does the job. Right here you get the bend, 90-degree angle, and even further than that, honestly. You can get some crazy poses with this thing. Just be very mindful of the rubber undersuit. Right here I'm showing the double bend at the elbow, which amazingly enough, the actual elbow portion is fabric, which I was so glad about because whenever I pose up these figures that have that rubber there, it just gets destroyed. You do have to be mindful of the blue area near his elbow. Yes, that can crease, as you can see right there. But the fabric shown, you can't really worry about it. It just ends up healing over time. Now, something that probably won't heal over time is this rubber on the sides. You have to be very careful with the suit here, but it gets the job done. You basically get the splits and a double bend at the knee. Got a nice tread here on the foot, and you also have an articulated toe where you can get those awesome wall climbing poses. I also noticed no visible creases above the feet, which you're all always glad about. Now that we got all of that out of the way, let's do some poses and show you what this figure can do. Now, given that this figure is actually based off Avengers Campus, you know I had to throw some Avengers Campus merchandise in there. Have the web drone. As soon as I saw this figure announced, I knew I had to get my Spider-Bot drone that I got at Disneyland and pose him with this bad boy. And I definitely loved how it turned out. The actual proportions looked like it actually worked with it, which I was definitely happy with because in the ride he's almost fighting this huge web drone, so just thought it would be really awesome to include in the review. And we also threw Groot on the left there just because he was waving and, I thought it would work well with him. And he's also holding the Truro. If you can spot it on his left hand, you'll love to see it. What's also cool about this web drone is that you can actually turn it on and move it around. I'm going to show you guys in a little bit. It's actually really awesome. I think it's a little expensive given that it's at Disneyland, but I think it was worth it at the end of the day. Now with pose number 2, we've got some Venom action and Spider-Man just trying to have some fun, trying to force him to eat a churro. Thought this would be perfect to include because, hey, I think Venom would be pretty pissed if Spider-Man was doing this to him. And it seems like the Spider-Man thing to do. Now, I'm sure you guys can see that I'm using with these squinting eyes, which are included in this figure, just to show that he's kind of focusing, trying to mess with Venom, and, he's getting the job done. Now, one con I can definitely mention with the churro and soda, it's very hard to actually have him holding it in his hands. There's not really like a churro holding hand. You kind of just have to jam it through one of his fingers because that's the only way you can get it done. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it would have been nice to have specific hands that would work with these specific accessories. Now, you guys are about to freak out. If you're scared of spiders, get out of here now. Just letting you guys know. Get prepared. I've got my remote, and we're about to see some action. Check this out. Come on, guys. How awesome is this? I think it's worth every penny, personally. I mean, it does take a lot of batteries, but you're able to move this thing left and right and do specific buttons to shoot the webs. It's pretty cool. I was definitely happy that I picked this up. This is literally the perfect display piece next to this figure, given that both are based off the ride at Disneyland. And I had to throw this guy into the mix. This thing's actually detailed amazingly. Looking at it the second time, the metallic blue coming off the eyes would really make this pop. I just think it's an amazing accessory, and here I'm just having some fun, showing that this guy's definitely overpowering the tiny one. If you guys can't tell, I'm having so much fun with this review and having so much fun posing him. But right here, we wanted to include the Tom Holland head sculpt. This is from the Homecoming. The original one is not the updated version, but I think it still looks amazing. It does not come with the figure, just letting you guys know, but it definitely would have been nice. It totally works with the figure, and he's got his churro and soda ready for class. Yet again, just showcasing some more accessories. You just got so many options with this guy, which I'm totally happy with. And if you guys are enjoying the poses, please make sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying the content that I'm showing here. I just spent a lot of time to get this out for you guys and would greatly appreciate it. Now, would I say that this is worth the $300 sticker price? Absolutely. The amount of unique accessories that you get with this guy and this suit looking beautiful, I think it's totally worth it if you are a Spider-Man fan, or even go to Disneyland and just enjoy Avengers Campus. But like I said before, guys, I would probably wait and see if Sideshow will end up having this. Do not go on the aftermarket and pay $800. I mean, I wouldn't pay anything more than $400 or $450 personally, but that's just me. But if you love Spider-Man enough and you love Disneyland and the attractions there, I would totally pick up this figure. I was blown away by it. I can definitely understand why this figure is being sought out for, given that it's an exclusive, and it's just a very amazing piece. I wouldn't say this is one that you can just skip on if you're a Spider-Man fan. I would totally go for it if you have the funds to do so. But if you don't have the Tom Holland figure, let's throw this back on. Having the normal head sculpt with the Spidey, man, again, guys, I love this figure. I think that this is my favorite Spider-Man in my collection. I'd probably say that. Favorite figure in the collection? That's a bold statement, but it's very, very up there. Just showcasing a little Spidey swinging pose, which I was definitely happy with. I just love posing this guy up. But like I said before, other than the hoodie just being very stressful to put on and them not including extra hands to match the accessories a little bit more, I think that this is a major hit. I am totally satisfied with my purchase, and a huge shout out to Brad, one of my closest friends who picked this up for me for my collection and to review on the channel. Now let me know, guys, is this the best Spider-Man figure you've seen, or does some other figure take the crown for you? But like I said, guys, I think this is a huge step up for Hot Toys. I really do love when they include stuff like this that has to do with certain events that happen in real life. I think it's really awesome, very unique, and I truly hope we see more of this. You can also notice with this pose, I'm using the waist clamp so I don't have to damage the suit using the jacket to hold it. But that's going to do it for this review, guys. Overall ending thoughts, is this a must-have Spider-Man figure? I would say so if you are a Spider-Man fan. Like we've shown before, this suit is definitely similar to other suits, but has some very major differences. So I think the $300 price tag is totally justifiable, given that you're getting that 6-scale churro. Nah, I'm just kidding, guys. But it does come with an array of accessories that make it totally worth it, in my opinion. At the end of the day, I would say that I'm so grateful to have this in my collection and will definitely stay for the long haul. Do be sure to let me know if you guys are going to end up picking this up some way or another in the comments below. As we've got the final pose here, just loving the posing with this guy. I was having so much fun. I think I did like 15 poses because I just couldn't stop, honestly. It's just an amazing looking figure and an amazing figure to pose with. Notice how these were my final poses of the video, and there really isn't many visible creases. I went pretty wild with it, and they seemed to heal over time, which I was very happy with. Ultimately, I would say that I'm extremely satisfied with this release of the Hot Toys Avengers Campus D23 exclusive Spider-Man. But that's going to do it for this unboxing and review, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.